Hi guys, welcome to Sivappu Devils. In continuation of our series of our season review, in this video we're going to talk about the midfield. Nishit, another reminder about the scale.
I think now you should be well to do, well versed with it. Anyways, it's a color scale. We're gonna have white, which is bad, not performed well. I don't know if they're gonna do better. And then we have the red, who've overperformed. Looks like they're gonna take it. They're going to be the next superstars. And we have the the pink pasta in the middle, where it's
Right.
between they performed
Have
average, can definitely perform better. We see some positivity in the future for sure. So that's the scale. So let's get on with it.
right. Okay. So to start off things with, let's go from the back. So we usually played a three. So let's go with Matic first.
Okay.
So Nishit, why don't you talk about Matic?
So, I mean, I don't know. Matic is I don't know. A lot of us wanted him out in the start of the season, didn't we?
Right.
The
Right.
the last part of the previous season as well.
Right. Right.
Slow, lethargic. Didn't look like it. Did look like he was past it, but he's taken off in the last at least 3 months. He's taken off so
Right.
well.
Right.
He's like
Right.
that experienced player who we signed from Chelsea, and he was so good. Matic has been good late, but I still think that he might not be the permanent pick who you want in every game.
Yeah. And considering his age,
Yeah,
you know, what my honest assessment is, considering he's not really old. He's not really that old. But considering the sheer number of games that he's played and him losing his legs, the ability to run so much, what I think is what has happened is ever since he fell out of favor with Ollie, he had a rest. He had a good rest of a lot of games where he didn't play. And then once he came back, he looked like a completely different guy.
he looked sharp. He looked really
He
good
looked
going forward.
fresh.
The
He looked
passes
really
up.
fresh.
Yeah,
He looked fresh, and he was sharp, and he was able to predict those passes that were made, interceptions, and all of that. He was quite good. He was quite good in the second part of the season.
yeah. Talk
So
about
the next
Scott.
then
I think we should talk
Scott,
about
yeah,
Scott when we talk
Scott
about
for
Matic.
sure.
I think Scott is taking over Matic's role more so, and I think Scott has been superb. I think he's again that United type of player who you want, from the golden era.
Tenacity,
Roy Keane,
right?
you can see that passion in him. That last
Hmm.
goal against City was
Again, yeah,
so good to see. That shows that he wants to run every minute in and out. And the
right.
only probably negative factor about him is maybe his forward pass. He takes a little too long to see that forward pass, or sometimes doesn't see that pass.
Doesn't see
Uh,
it at all. Yeah, probably.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's probably my complaint. What about you?
Yeah, I mean, see, the thing is, there's too much of hype around Scott. I see he's a really good player. He's a really good player. He's a really good squad player. But I don't think he should be our first pick when it comes to a defensive midfielder. Don't get me wrong, he's a really good player, but I don't think he's got that quality enough to be that United defensive midfielder. See, he's got that good. He's got that spirit. He's got that tenacity to go win balls and all of that. But you ideally want your defensive midfielder to pick the ball off of your centre backs and then try to look forward and make that pass to the number 10 or the number 8 and try to
Correct.
move the ball forward. But
But he's got a
I don't
decent
see that. I
interception
don't.
rate. See, as a defensive mid, you need to intercept. You need to stop the opposition's attack, and I think he's done really well. He's got really
He
good stats in terms of
he
interception. If
he
you look
he
at the stats,
he is. He is. He is. But in most of the games where teams are sitting back and they just or when a team is looking to press you, I think he really struggles with
okay.
trying to move the ball and make that pass. I think
So I think we should,
yeah,
yeah, I got
we
that.
should
I think
probably
we should talk
yeah
about
I
Fred.
think
Yeah, going into
yeah
that.
Fred, you know what, this Fred this season has been a completely different player from the Fred we've seen before. He has completely turned the tables, and he has become the player that we honestly wanted. Now is when we see that value of the 50 million that we paid for Fred. I think he's been absolutely phenomenal this season. He's played really well. I guess that's probably because of the reason that he set his bar really, really low in the previous times that he's ever played for United, barring a couple of games where he's been quite decent. But this season, he's been running and running and running, and he's been able to pick up the ball. He's actually falling back, getting the ball, moving it forward, looking.
Correct.
He looks like that busy player that you want in the center of the field, trying to get the ball, move it forward, trying to look there, look here, make those runs, make those interceptions. He's been really, really good. I've
Correct.
been mighty impressed with him.
I think Fred,
Um,
again, he wasn't the player who we signed in the last season, and also the starting part of the season as well. I think he kept losing the ball a lot. Wasn't getting good positions. Was getting run over a lot. So Fred was on and off in the starting, and then now, as you say, I think all the points which you mentioned, he's been really good. And probably to pull out a couple of stats on him, Fred, he loves to pass, right? He loves to get on the ball a lot.
yeah,
He loves to get on the ball a lot, which shows that he's a risk taker, and he's
right.
there always as an option to get out from defense. And it shows that he's the second most, number of passes in a game. He's got the second most amount of stat. So
Right.
that shows that he wants to get on the ball more.
So
Uh,
interesting. Who'd be the guy who has the most number of passes? If it's a center back, then I'd be
Maguire,
disappointed.
Maguire.
Maguire. Yeah. So
So,
that yeah.
but if
Yeah.
very interesting. Like when I just saw it again, Maguire second. Guess who's first?
Luke Shaw.
No, Pogba.
What?
So this is
Really?
a stat of the maximum number of passes in a game. So I'm talking about
In a game? Okay, per game, on a per
yeah.
game basis.
So Pogba has made 66.4, Maguire has made 62, and Fred has made 61. Pogba, now you can see his value in that sense.
Yeah.
Also, when we are talking about midfield, Pogba is obviously going to be spoken about.
Right.
Of course, not
Right.
as that many number of games, but I just wanted to tell you why
Why
we
don't
need
we
Pogba.
move on to Pogba?
Yeah, that's fine.
Let's talk about Pogba.
So,
Let's talk about
as I
Pogba.
just told you, that he's got the stat of the highest number of passes in a game. He's also got the highest behind Maguire in terms of aerial duels won. So you know that he's that guy who can win the ball in midfield.
I'm not
He's
surprised.
still up there in terms of making key chances created per game. He's like what, second? So
Right.
he's without even playing, like he's in the top.
Right.
So
Right.
that
Right.
can say that how bad our midfield has been.
Right.
We can say
The problem with Pogba is he has too many of those haters, where because of that, his actual effect on a game is completely lost. People tend to focus on a lot of other things other than the positives that he's done, and they tend to just pick the negatives and they tend to focus on it, which is very, very sad, because if you look at Pogba's stats in general, he's been absolutely phenomenal every time he's played for United. Every time he's played for United, he's been really good, and he's probably been one of the best players that we've had on that day. But because of all of the circus around him, with his agent and his Instagram and his brother, and all of that, it just paints a really,
I
really
think
bad
he's gonna
picture
stay. I
about
think he's
Pogba.
seeing the quality in the squad improving, so I'm sure he's going to
And
stay.
and
But
another thing is, he should come out and he should really make a decision about whether he's going to stay or leave
that's something
this
different.
season.
But you can't.
I think it.
I think his agent is that way, anyways. He's going to talk about it
Right,
always.
right.
So yeah, that's about Pogba. So then yeah, we have Mata first. Let's talk about Mata.
Mata,
Get
yeah,
into more of the attacking midfield, since we already
right,
started with Pogba.
right. So Mata's looked really disappointing for me. He's not really had that amount of impact that you would expect him.
Mm.
And considering he's quite old, and he's probably towards the last bit of in his career. I mean, he's a great guy. He's a really, really nice guy. Let's not get that wrong. But he's not been really, really. I've not been really impressed with Mata this season. I think he could have done much better. His impact on games has not been quite good. But ever since, like we spoke before, ever since Bruno has come on, Mata has looked much better, much better. He looks more energetic. he looks like he wants to play football. If you want to say that, if I want to say that rather,
Yeah.
yeah. So he's looked much better.
I think I don't have anything else to add on Mata. I think Mata, as you said, it's been
Yeah,
underwhelming.
yeah,
Could do
yeah.
much better, and I still want him in the squad. I think that experience still counts a lot.
Right,
Couple double Champions League winner, one
right.
Premier League as well. So I definitely want him in the squad. But yeah, just hope he improves
Yeah,
further and we get that
yeah,
depth in the
yeah.
squad.
Or he's able to. I mean, at this point of time in his career, he's just going to be a rotational player. He's going to come in and play a few games here and there
Yeah,
where we need, where he's going to
correct,
give a lot of the younger players, the other players, rest, and still have the not have a loss in quality.
correct.
Uh,
So
yeah. So
I think Mata. So
next
probably
we
we
should
can talk about
we can
Bruno
Lingard.
because
No. Let's
Lingard.
leave Bruno to the
No,
last. I
why
mean,
why I say that is I don't think I think about Lingard and Perreira is just about how they played in the game. There's nothing.
yeah, I guess.
There's
Yeah, I
nothing to
guess.
talk about. There's nothing what they've
Yeah.
given in the game. There's
He's
disappear in game, so we should also disappear in terms of analysis.
it's very sad. It's very sad to see Lingard play this bad because he's actually done his role really well over the last couple of seasons at least, where he's been really good. But this season he's just completely fallen off pace. He looks like he's really lost his confidence. He doesn't look like the Lingard that we saw last year or the year before that.
I mean,
He
if
did.
Pogba still has that stat in terms of he's in the top three for chances created, top three in terms of passes played per game or overall passes number played, if he's right in the top three and Lingard and Perez still not above him, just shows how bad they've been playing.
Both of them combined together, do they have as many number of chances created at
I
least?
have to see that, but
Do
I
they?
don't know. I don't think so.
I don't think they would. I don't think they would.
They don't get on the
That
ball
that
as
that
much.
that,
They don't like to get on
that
the ball.
that's
This
probably
year.
that probably sums up their season, right? Um,
And they've got enough.
so talking
They've
about
got enough chances.
Pereira is just utterly disappointing for me. He's not a United player. He doesn't. I don't think he will ever suit or rather fit into the shoes of being a United player, just because of the sheer quality that he has.
Yeah.
Uh,
I'm
and
a little
and
disappointed in the play.
the
I
one
mean, I
thing
would.
that is at most frustrating about Pereira is he gets a ball. The first thing that he looks to do is shoot. Irrespective of where he is on the field, he's looking to shoot, which is just the most disappointing
When he
thing. And you
again
want
says that
you want a number 10 to look forward at an attacker to make those runs, and he never does. The first thing he looks up at the goal, and he wants to make one of those flamboyant shots from long range, which goes in, and
I think
it probably ends up in the stands more
in that
often than not.
he came on in the last minute in the last game and he scored. And I mean, everybody was like, don't
That,
do, don't do.
that it was not because of the brilliance of Pereira. It was because of the sheer lack of quality in the goalkeeper is the reason why
But
the ball
that's what
went in.
I would have wanted Gomez or Chong to be given more chances than what Pereira got this season.
See,
But yeah,
in terms of seniority and just to make sure, see, the thing is, the thing with Pereira is he looked really promising in the preseason, which is probably the reason why he got the number of chances that he actually did this season. And I'm sure Oli will be looking to move him on to a different team
yeah, I think
this
that's gonna
year
happen.
at the end of the season. Yeah.
Bruno.
Bruno. I think we spoke about Bruno quite a bit in the signings, but I mean we have to talk about Bruno. We
Yeah,
have to talk about Bruno. He's been a delight. He's been a delight. He's been that breath of fresh air that we wanted.
Yeah,
He's been
great
absolutely
forward.
amazing.
He's hit the crossbar also a couple of times through his free kicks. His free kick set piece is so good. Looks so
That set piece set piece against City where the chip to Marshall where he scores the volley.
superb. Yeah,
Insane, really good.
I think he's
So I
clever.
think
He sees that pass. He sees that pass so quickly. He's intelligent. Takes up great positions.
right,
Everybody knows is more confident that if they pass into Bruno, he's definitely going to take it or he's going to pass it on to the
sure,
next player with much more
right,
precision. So I think
right,
everybody's more comfortable and the game has gone up a bit and he's influenced
right,
everybody. And that's
right.
all credit to Bruno, and
Right.
all credit to Ole to pursue that signing. Though we look like we're going to miss it.
Missing, yeah, right, right. I think we've pretty much covered all of the midfielders who've played a considerable number of games for us. So, if you Nishit rating, why don't you give an overall rating for the
So since we
midfield?
still are fifth, I don't think we should have been fifth with the squad we had from the start of the season. If we talk about, and that's purely down to the midfield that we
The
have
midfield,
and how they
right?
perform.
Exactly.
I would say white. I would definitely
Yeah,
say white.
yeah, I'd go for a white as well. I think with the exactly like what you said, you picked the words out of my mouth. With with the kind of squad that we had, uh, I
Yeah,
think the our midfield not being able to
correct.
actually step out and
Yeah,
make those
underperformed,
passes.
you can say.
Yeah, I think a white is probably the right rating to give.
All right, guys. So do let us know if you agree or like disagree. We want to know if you disagree more. So leave your comments below and look out for our next video on the attack. Good talk, Arjun.
Good talk. See you in the next one, Nishit.